All right, now we may have a little bit of a problem. Now you may be a little concerned. Now comes down to you got to win on Saturday, or what the heck's going on? Or maybe it's already there. What happened to New Mexico State? Well, the other guys are on scholarship, Jeff. That's true. The other guys are good. The other guys, their coaches get paid. All of that is right. And for the first time since Chris Jans has been the head coach at New Mexico State, they lost to a WAC team at home. They've lost 2 games in a row. They blew a double-digit lead at home and lost the game. 73-71, Stephen F. Austin beats New Mexico State last night at the Pan Am Center. Aggies had an opportunity to clinch the WAC, take the number 1 seed, get a bye all the way to the semifinals. And now I think, JJ, I'm even in fear, and we'll talk to Jerry about it. Jerry Palm will be with us coming up at 8:30 this morning, the bracketologist from CBS Sports. Even if they win the conference tournament, which I don't think is a lock, and I don't know how Aggie fan feels about that right now, and we'll talk to you. Your seed's got to be dropping, and I mean, I think now you might even be looking at a 14. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, glad you're with us this morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. But it is now concerning Teddy Allen going for 11 points and only playing 23 minutes after kind of being benched in Chicago the other night. I mean, there's a lot of things that are concerning about what's happening with New Mexico State as we hit conference tournament next week.
Very concerning. They don't look like the team that you expect them to look like at this point in the season. The last 2 games, to see the struggles with Teddy Allen scoring. Offensively, we know that's kind of just this team. At times, they can be really kind of up and down with their overall consistency, but it's defensively. And Christian said it after the game last night that they got beat up inside in the second half, and they give 46 points to Stephen F. Austin at home in the second half. A game coming off Chicago State, we figure everyone got the message. They know what it takes to be home, to continue that streak, to just win and clinch the WAC title, the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. And he go down by 2, and they were down by 5 points. Late, come down, hit the 3-point shot, try to miss a free throw. Can't get the putback with like 1.2 seconds left, and that's it. But some very concerning traits at this point in the season for New Mexico State.
Utah Valley will be in on Saturday. One more chance to clinch the WAC. They could have done it in Chicago last Saturday. They could have done it last night at home, and they didn't. And now you got a problem. You get beaten and things go the other way, man. You fall into a 3-game, and who knows. And these other teams are playing well. I told you yesterday, this Stephen F. Austin team wasn't a joke. They came in 20-8, 12-4 in the conference, playing well. And I know Aggie fan, yeah, that's cute. They've now won 10 in a row. They lost to Seattle and New Mexico State back in January, but they won 12 out of 14 and 10 in a row. And they're beating teams. They beat Sam Houston. That's the team that beat New Mexico State early in the year and shook you up. They beat that Chicago State team twice. This is real. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Johnny McCants led New Mexico State last night. He played 37 minutes last night. Scored 20 points, had 10 rebounds. 6 block shots. Johnny came to play. Teddy Allen played 23 minutes, had 11 points, 3 rebounds. Aggies turned the ball over 18 times. Teddy Allen turned it over 4 times. Jabari Rice 4 times. Jabari Rice has to score more than 4 points in 36 minutes on 0 for 6 shooting. I mean, if you want, those are your 2 guys. If you're going to win, if you're going to do anything, if you're going to win this conference tournament, And if you're going to do anything in the NCAA, try to give yourself a chance in one of those major. Now, probably JJ. How do you see them higher than a 14 at this point?
You don't.
So they're going to be in a 14-3 game, playing a Purdue kind of a team. They have any chance? Like Johnny can play as well as he wants. Teddy Allen and Jabari Rice have to score, don't they?
Yes, they do. And both have been disappointing this week.
All right. I saw a lot of social media yesterday. You're pissed at Jans. Easy.
Okay. Lose one game at home in 5 years. It's okay to be upset, but careful where you're going now.
Fan bases are really, really funny. Be careful. This was the best coach in America a couple weeks ago in your minds. Be careful what you're wishing for. It's the first time in 5 years you've been struggling coming down the stretch. And this is an enigmatic team in some respects. I don't know what you expected, and then you got hot and you really thought they were good. I think they still can be good. I'd like to know what's going on with Teddy Allen. I think to me that's kind of, all right, what's happening here? Because he scored 5 points in 34 seconds before the second half's first media timeout. That was 8 straight points. New Mexico State had a 7-point lead in 6 minutes in. Will McNair had a 3-pointer, which you don't expect. And the Aggies were up to 10 just before the 13-minute mark. And then 46 seconds later, Stephen F. Austin's Latrell Jostle hit a pair of threes, and the lead was 4. In 46 seconds, they cut that 10-point lead down to 4. And that was a huge turning point. A huge turning point. New Mexico State never led by more than 4 after the 10-minute mark. And Stephen F. Austin hit shots. Dude hit a step-back 3 with 5 minutes remaining. And Jan said at that point, like he said he wanted a sub, but he couldn't. Allen played 23 minutes, JJ, Teddy Allen. Teddy buckets. His fewest in over 2 months. He didn't play the final 10 minutes in the first half because he had his second foul. He had 11 points. I think this is concerning, boys and girls. Aggie fan, let's go. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Conference tournament is next week. Did you know that? We're going to be there. Looking forward to being there. JJ's going in. When are you going in? Next Sunday?
Sunday night.
All right. JJ's going in Sunday. I'll join him later in the week. Opening drive will come to you live from Las Vegas. Conference tournament's Mountain West. Ladies get started early. Now you know who they're playing. We're going to get into that. Men get started. Aggies will be at the WAC. The Pac-12 is going. I want to say thank you to the conference tournament partners who are making sure that we are there for you. CarCrafter celebrating 40 years in Albuquerque. Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce, join, connect, and thrive. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Coleman Vision, perfect game. And airport parking at exit 221, easier, quicker, and smarter. All right, they wrap this thing up. They turn this around and beat Utah Valley on Saturday, right? They do, and they win the WAC, and they go in as the 1 seed, and everything's just fine, right?
No, everything's not just fine.
You don't think they? So none of that true, or just
They
the
win
final
Saturday.
All right, so they go in as the 1 seed, and they win on Saturday. They get a bye till Friday.
Yes.
All right. You're concerned on Friday, though, because whoever they get can beat them, whether it's Sam Houston, whether it's Seattle, whether it's Utah Valley, whether it's Stephen F. Austin. Any of those teams have and can beat them. Seattle hasn't.
Teddy Allen's got to get his game right.
Yeah, get his head right. Yeah, whatever it is.
23 minutes at home. Coming off Chicago State. They all went through that. They all heard it. They knew what they had to do.
Yeah.
And Teddy Allen plays like that. You lose the first game at home in 5 years. And you're just kicking that can down the road.
All right. Elsewhere, college basketball last night. Big one in the Mountain West. You worried about Wyoming yet? Wyoming goes to the Thomas and Mack Center. UNLV's playing ball. UNLV is balling 64-57. The Rebels are winners at home. They're going to be in the pit on Saturday. UNLV is going to have that 5 spot. They're going to get the bye. They're probably going to – I don't know how the 4 spot's going to play out. But UNLV had a 1-point lead at halftime, opened it up. They got 17 points out of Royce Ham Jr., who I think is terrific. Hamilton had 15. They have athletes. They're long. They play. They are winning games, man. They are winning. They've won 4 of their last 5. In there, they beat Colorado State. They beat Wyoming. They lose a close one to Boise State. They've swept Colorado State. They come to the pit. UNLV can win this tournament. I'm not saying they're going to, because I don't think they're going to, but they sure as hell can.
Well, they have to be the team outside of the top 4 that you pick right now. For me, for a little while, it was Utah State.
Yeah.
But watching UNLV with the way Ham was playing, they bring that level of intensity defensively with their athleticism and their length. And they won that game, and Bryce Hamilton hit 3 shots.
Yep.
But
Ham was good.
That's a scary thing for the rest of the league.
What it does for the standings, it moves Wyoming down in the 4th spot. And what that would mean is if form holds, it would be Wyoming and UNLV in the 4-5 game on Thursday, not on Friday, but on Thursday in the quarterfinals. San Diego State is now in the 3 spot. The Aztecs still have to play 2 more games. They get Fresno State at home, and then they got to go to Reno. I think that's tonight. They play Fresno State, and then they got to go to Reno. So there's still some seeding stuff and really important games. Are you concerned about Wyoming now? How many more games can Wyoming lose and still consider themselves a lock in the NCAA tournament?
They're not a lock anymore. They are where the Aztecs are.
Kind of bubbling, huh?
Yep.
They still have Fresno State. They've got Fresno State in Laramie on Saturday. And Fresno State can beat them. That's, I don't want to say must win, but kind of got a win game. They've lost 3 of their last 5 as Wyoming. They don't have a great win. Their best win is what? Outside of conference. They played Arizona, but they lost. They beat Utah Valley. They beat up on the WAC. They beat Utah Valley, and they beat Grand Canyon. They don't have a best win outside. No, they have best wins in the league. They beat Colorado State. They beat Boise State. But you better be concerned about what Wyoming's doing. We'll talk with Jerry Palm about all this. CBS's senior writer, bracketologist, is going to be with us. That's coming up at 8:30 this morning. We got baseball stuff for you. A lot of stuff in the NBA last night. 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us. That's the text line. It is also the phone number. Emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Twitter, _JJ Buck. If you're not following him, you're missing out. It's a great follow. Go over there and follow him. And on the Facebook, The OD in The AM. You can watch the show there. Adrian's producing for us on ProView Networks. A-Marie has us here in studio. On the radio side, it's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need
In a second. Those dollar store glasses though last a long bleeping time.
My mom used to have one pair like at work and like every room.
Yeah. You'll get there. I promise.
boy.
I promise you will get there. Yeah, and you'll reluctantly give in. I still don't take them to the restaurant. I light the menu, so the extra
you
light
hold
really
it?
helps. Yeah, my arms aren't long enough. But like I go to my brother always has. Let me borrow your glasses. My boss from ESPN comes into town. I borrow his glasses. Like they've already relented. I just don't carry them around. But you'll get there. I promise. You. That's one of those things where you'll get there. Hey, you know what we're gonna get is Vegas, and we know who Lobo women are gonna play, JJ, in the first round of the conference, or well, not their first round. It'll be in the quarterfinals. Lobos will have a bye into the quarterfinals on Monday. New Mexico is the 2 seed. They will play the 6 p.m. game in Vegas at 7 to you and me here sitting in the Mountain Time Zone. They will play the winner of the San Diego State-Boise State game as everything played out yesterday. Aztecs, the 7 seed. The Broncos will be the 10. That game is on Sunday at 5:30 our time, and then you get the winner of that. So you're going to be in town. Are you going to get to watch the San Diego State-Boise State game? Or are you going to be flying? Or how's that work? And what kind of matchup is that now for New Mexico?
Well, the Aztecs present a tough matchup because of their size and they can shoot. Boise State was wildly bad this season. For when you look at what they do in the front court, and the Lobos, that second time around, shocked me how well UNM handled them. So I'm leaning towards 7th seed. I'm thinking it's going to be
San Diego State.
San Diego State, New Mexico. Lobos swept the Aztecs this season. It was a tighter game at Viejas. But that side of the bracket is not too bad. Like, that's the side I don't want to be on right now.
You do or don't?
I would want to be on.
All right.
Away from Fresno State and Nevada.
So if the Lobos win on Monday, they will get Wyoming, Colorado State, or San Jose State. You figure Colorado State will beat San Jose State, and so it'll be the Colorado State-Wyoming winner. Wyoming beat New Mexico once this year. That's always a tough one. A 2-3 game would always be tough in a semifinal anyway, but that's the side of the bracket you're on. That's if you can get through, most likely San Diego State, then most likely, and again, when I say most likely, these things, what's most likely almost never happens in these conference tournaments, then you're looking at Wyoming.
Well, you just look at what happened last night in the season. We had 2 overtime games. You had Nevada on senior night win at UNLV. So UNLV was still playing for something, even though they had clinched the
What are they playing for?
regular season title at home for their seniors. Like
Okay.
they started everyone. They played everyone.
All right.
And that game got away from them in the second half. So Nevada beats UNLV at home. Wyoming, Utah State beat Fresno State in overtime. Utah State's won 5.
And they're sitting at the
So
9
that's
seed. And that's a Fresno State team that beat the Lobos the other day.
So
What happened to Fresno State? They're sitting at the 8 seed. That's the team with the Cavenders that beat New Mexico last week. I'm looking. So when you look at this field, you tell me anybody can beat anybody, and I know that sounds so rhetorical. That's rhetoric-like. That sounds so whatever. You go into these tournaments and you hear it all the time. But I'm looking here, and it feels that way because I'm looking at the 8 seed that did beat New Mexico. I'm looking. What'd you tell me? Where's Nevada? What seed are they? The 4 seed last night beat the 1 seed. So not only can they beat anybody, they have all season long.
yeah, well, the thing with Fresno State is there's so much inconsistency outside of the Cavender sisters, and that's why they've been a below average team at time this year. But Haley Cavender is going off, getting close to a triple double, and they're hitting some shots around her. They're a very, very dangerous team, but that's been hit or miss. So that's why you look at Fresno State, you hear all the hype about the Cavender sisters. Haley Cavender, Mountain West preseason player of the year, reigning Mountain West player of the year, and they're the 8 seed.
All right. So the regular season's over. Everything's going to come in. I think here in the next 2 days, right? We always get this weekend is when right before the tournament is when you get conference players of the year and all that stuff. Lobos to be honored. Who will they've got to have somebody on the first team, right?
I think it's going to end up being Jaden De La Cerda.
Okay.
Because she's leading the team in scoring, close to 4 rebounds, 4 assists per game in Mountain West play. Shy Magruder has had the spike games, but it hasn't been as consistent. So I think Shy gets second team, De La Cerda probably get first team.
Do you get a vote?
I do not.
You don't. Who gets a vote? Sickinger?
I don't know.
All right. So I think it's one writer in each market. So it's probably Grammer and Sickinger, whoever covers them. All right. So do you like the draw? Do you like the time they play? It's evening. Honestly, I've always liked the evening games better than being in the afternoon draw. Like Lobel men are going to play in that 11 o'clock a.m. game. I don't know who the advantage is because I don't think anybody's used to playing at 11 o'clock in the morning in the time zone. So I always say, well, all right, is there a time zone switch? And in this case, it is for New Mexico. It won't be for Nevada for the men. But I always like the afternoon draw, the evening draw, better than the morning draw.
Yes.
So
I've seen it firsthand this year.
Yeah.
Some of those noon starts.
It's hard.
On a Saturday. Got blitzed in Reno.
Yeah.
Struggled at the beginning against San Diego State.
Yeah. You're just not, your body's not, much as you want to tell yourself and you try to convince yourself that it's the same routine, it's the same game, it's the same thing. It's not what you always do. It's not. And so, the tournament setting is always different anyway. And it's winter, you're checking out of the hotel tonight. So, all right. So the Lobo women will play next Monday here on the Sports Animal. 7 o'clock tip-off Mountain Time from the Thomas and Mack Center. JJ will have the call courtside, Albertsons Radio Row, with Nikki Heckroth-Lobato. She's making the trip for this, right?
Yes, she is.
Look at you with road game and a color analyst. Are you kidding? Are you getting like a Carlisle to sit next to you, too, and set up the gear?
Nope.
All right. Well, I mean, you getting like a PR, like a social media person to go take pictures of you? And what?
That sounds fun.
Does it? You want to do that?
Yes.
You might have to fight.
I have to hold down the fort.
You might have to fight someone on that.
No, I don't want to fight anyone.
I don't know if I can set up the credential anymore. Yesterday I could. I'd be like, all right.
I got to hold down the fort here for you guys.
Well, I mean, I made a special call. Maybe and the guy said, yeah, just send me the name. And
nice.
Now here we are a day later. I don't know if I can. I mean, my runway may have run out. I'm not sure. All right, so we're working on a team of people, JJ. A team of people headed to the Mountain West Conference Tournament to get this done. You like UNLV's draw? UNLV is the 1 seed. They would get Fresno State probably in the second round, which I feels like a dangerous quarterfinals game.
So here's the thing. I'd rather be on the side the Lobos are on.
Yeah.
But we could wake up Tuesday morning and be like, well.
And it's over.
That's the beauty of conference tournament.
All right. Bradbury's going to be with us.
Beast.
Mike Bradbury's going to be with us tomorrow. The head coach, I believe at 9 o'clock. I'll get you the whole schedule. But pre-conference tournament, Mike Bradbury tomorrow at 9. Richard Pitino is going to be with us on Monday before the Lobo men head out to Vegas. Working on Chris Jans as well. But when we talk to Bradbury, how's he right now? His team's not playing. It's not like they're peaking going into this, right? They may have peaked in maybe their best play. I don't want to say peak. Maybe their best play was in January. And there's got to be a little pressure on him and this group. They came back for this to get this done, and their history at the conference tournament is not great.
There's pressure all across the board. They can play better. I think this week was very important for this team. I'm not worried that not playing a game this week is going to hurt them. Because watching them Friday night in San Jose, when Nintendo Anderson is sitting there, her right thigh is bothering her. Some throwing massage guns on the sideline. Her tore Duff banged up a little bit. Your starting point guard. Like, this worked for them. To have the bye weekend in this season, to be rested, got 5 seniors on the floor. They know what it takes, especially just the effort and the speed that they want to play at. Here you go.
All right. So you can get in on any of that. We got NFL stuff for you. Combines. It seems like every coach, every general manager, everybody's been in front of a mic because the NFL Combines are going. And, I mean, there's all kinds of rumors from Rodgers to Brady to, what did you see what Brady said and how he said it? And does that mean he's sick of his family already? And is he coming back? And we got NFL stuff for you when we come back. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by.
Just listen to him, and he said it's a lonely feeling. Sitting there, Chris Jans is the coach of New Mexico State. Aggies lose at home. First WAC home loss. It's insane, JJ, since he's been there. They've lost 2 in a row for the first time this year. They blew a double-digit lead. And I was looking at the social media last night, and Aggie fans are losing their mind. And I get it. Stephen F. Austin is now 21 and what did I tell you, 21 and 8? Yeah, they're 21 and 8. They're 13 and 4 in the WAC. It's not like you play Chicago State. Oh, that's the issue. If they'd have just lost this game after beating Chicago State the other day, I don't think people are losing their mind as much, JJ, because they would have clinched the WAC the other day and figured this out. But I think that's I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised at some of the stuff I read online last night. You? With the Jan stuff, he better figure it out. What the hell's wrong with Jan?
Well, there's a difference. That he better figure it out versus what? Like, that's the thing. Like, you can be mad, and it can be a terrible ending, but you don't want to see Chris Jans go anywhere.
Please, like if you're Aggie fan, you're like, please don't let him go. Yeah.
Like, if you're saying, well, this is why Chris Jans can't insert whatever here, man, you check yourself. If you're frustrated with this team, absolutely. This week is terrible.
About as bad a week as we've
like
seen.
It doesn't, like, Stephen F. Austin, all right, they're a good team. You're New Mexico State.
Yeah.
Like, the team you ran out there wasn't any excuses
last night. No. All that stuff was taken away. Everybody was back. Teddy Allen, Jabari Rice, Johnny McCants had 20. Mario McKinney played last night.
Don't lose at home.
No.
First time in 5 years.
Yeah.
And, they can go out Saturday, win that game. You're going into Vegas. Yeah, we're the ones who were playing on Friday. It still does not have that feeling because you're just sitting there going, well, what Teddy Allen's going to show up? Dude's averaging 10.5 points the last 2 games.
That was a guy
22
who was
minutes at home.
He was a lock for Player of the Year a week ago, wasn't he? He was a lock for Player of the Year in the WAC. Saturday morning, right?
Like, you have 2 guys that should be performing at a higher level offensively in Teddy Allen and Jabari Rice. And so that's the thing, too, for New Mexico State. Is if you handle the business on Saturday, they have a chance to have a few days and kind of have that heart-to-heart and go, all right, which team is going to show up? Because you know what happened in the couple days since Chicago State, but they didn't respond in the second half of being challenged and the understanding of what level you need to play to, like what Chris Jans wants from his team.
It's a tough one right now, man. All right, WAC standings. New Mexico State's 13-4. Seattle is 13-4. Stephen F. Austin's 13-4. All 3 of those teams can lay claim to the number 1 seed, depending on what happens on Saturday. Aggies win. They clinch the number 1 seed. They swept Seattle, and they would have split with Stephen F. Austin. They're the number 1 seed. That's what they got to do. Just go out and beat Utah Valley. Utah Valley is a team that beat the Aggies in Orem about 3 weeks ago. They're the 6th seed. They're 10-6. They're 19-9 overall. They're not a bad team. They have beat you. They can beat you. Just figure this out, man. You guys got to have a come-to meeting and figure it out. And then go into Vegas as the 1 seed. All right, I promise you some NFL talk. The Combine everybody's in Indianapolis now. Indianapolis is like this is season. I found it interesting yesterday that the Arizona Cardinals extended their head coach Cliff Kingsbury. They extended their general manager, and now the Kyler Murray noise is just going to sit there and bubble. So what that says to me is, and I'm not going to lie, I was surprised they extended Cliff Kingsbury, weren't you?
I was.
So they're sticking with this. That says they're sticking with Kyler Murray, too. Because I don't know that Cliff Kingsbury wants to start all over again. I don't know that what he's trying to do works any better with anybody besides Kyler Murray. And so they're going to get the Kyler Murray thing done, right? But I think they probably told Kyler Murray's agent, hey, take your foot off the damn social media pedal. We will figure this out. We got a combine, then we got a draft, then we got OTAs. We'll get to you, but you've been eligible for an extension, for reworking of your deal for about a week. We will get there, but back the bleep off the damn social media pedal. You don't think so?
Well, I think that has been communicated. It's one that, you know what, I'm not, it's easy to take a step back and go, Kyler Murray, what are you doing? And you know, his agent, they're trying to jump out ahead because they know that teams will wait on this. It's kind of the thing. If you're a rookie quarterback, you'll go to your fourth, maybe fifth season before they extend you because they don't want to have to get into that level of commitment early when they don't.
That's what a contract says because you're
locked to.
Yeah.
And I think we all believe Kyler Murray is one of the next in-line quarterbacks in terms of when we talk about the quarterbacks in this league.
Mm-hmm.
But the resume doesn't quite match up. And so there is still something there for Arizona to be, hold up, we're going to go into year 4 with you on your rookie deal. You keep playing this way, you know you're going to be compensated.
Can they give him a little taste? Can they give him, is there a way to bump him? He's making under $1 million base salary. He'll make $5.4 million this year. Nice gelt for you and me and anybody else. For an NFL quarterback, it's a steal, especially a good one. But that's the way it's structured. That's the CBA. That's the way the rookie deals are worked. Is there a way to give him an incentive, say, hey, so we're going to get at you next summer maybe? We're not giving you the 5-year, $200 million extension right now. We're just not, okay? And you can cry all you want. You're under contract. Go play football. You're injured often. The season did not end well. You did not play well in the postseason. Like you're our guy, but you're not that guy yet. So is there a way to give him a little taste? And I don't know how honestly, and I'm asking you this because I don't know what you can do.
Like he's still making close to $10 million a year.
All right. So what's and I know that's not quarterback money, but is there a way to incentivize him this year and say, hey, so we can add some incentives to your deal, or is that you got to rip the whole deal up? I mean, they would have to.
I don't know the answer to that.
The key word, Jeff, that you used is yet. He hasn't proved anything yet. I'm not saying you don't pay him, but
I'm not saying
why
you
is he being
do.
such a little diva?
Well, all right.
So I think, part of this too is he could be sitting there going, well, if Baker Mayfield hasn't been paid, Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Well,
hasn't
Lamar
been
Jackson's
paid.
going to get paid. I firmly believe that's going to happen. And the Lamar Jackson one,
this is business is not always nice, and it's going to be frustrating. This or that. It comes down to what does that locker room feel about him? Because all this is stuff that we're going to scream about, and why are you whining? Why are you doing this? If that locker room is still in on Kyler Murray, and they understand it's just business because you don't talk about other people's money in that league, then all this doesn't matter.
Meaning you think it's going to get done?
Yes.
All right, so do you think he gets a new contract before this next season?
I don't think it happens this year.
I agree with you.
But I think this is just like the ugly side of
How
business.
many years does he have left on his contract?
Well, he's on his 3rd year of his rookie deal, so
Okay.
they've got next year, and then they can franchise him.
Great.
But he wants to get paid early, right? Like Mahomes did. Well, with all due respect, you're not him. Like Josh Allen did. Well, with all due respect, you're not him.
Yet.
Maybe,
We'll see.
Maybe yet.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that. Maybe. And if you believe the yet, then you pay him. But here's the issue with him, okay? He's a good quarterback. I don't know if he's a good leader there's a knock on him that he's a diva and a prima donna and a little bit spoiled. No, that's just, I mean, you hear that way too often now, and it's bubbling
He's
to the surface.
kind of shown with his actions.
Okay, he didn't finish the season strong. He's a small quarterback in a physical league that he gets hurt relatively regularly and misses games. So, does that mean he's injury prone? Can he survive? And can you pay that guy $40 million or whatever the going rate is going to be north of that? And if you say, like, if you JJ's point the other day, and this isn't a bad one, if you sign him now, you're probably paying a little less than if you wait 2 years. Okay, can you get him? What would be your number? If Dak Prescott, and you got to decide. I don't know that I've got a real feel if I think he's better than Dak Prescott or not. I don't. I think they're very, very similar. Okay. 40 seems to be the magic number. What if you came and said, here, we'll average you out. We'll give you a 4-year extension at $34 million a year. It's a lot of gelt, right?
Yeah. Jared Goff money.
Okay. I don't think he's going for that, though, JJ. I don't think he realizes, and his agent realized, that's kind of where they slot when it comes to where does he fit in the league.
They absolutely realize that, and that's why you play games like this.
So you think they would take, if the Cardinals came to him and said, all right, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do an extension now, but it's going to average out to 34, what you play with the guaranteed money, whatever that means. Do you think that's a bargain at 34 for a franchise quarterback now? And can you do enough around him, because you were counting on at least another year with a quarterback on a rookie contract under the salary cap with the money that you were planning on having as opposed to what you would have in that situation? Can you do enough around him to continue to be a contender in the NFC West?
If you're Arizona, you have a sit-down with Kyler Murray
and his agent
and say, we're going through this year on your rookie deal. And then we'll see what happens.
So does that just piss him off?
And if that pisses him off and he leaves at some point in time,
where's he going? He's not going anywhere now.
He's not. He sits out. That's what I'm saying.
He ain't sitting out.
Exactly.
He's not. I mean, he's not sitting out.
Like, so this, to me, I'm not. Because where did the diva stuff come from? It was
this just now.
No, but I mean the
social
spoiled
media account.
The this,
okay,
the that.
so where's that?
How is he in the locker room?
That's really interesting.
Because players don't care.
Okay, so where is it coming from? Is fair, because I've heard it
from the general manager.
3 different radio
he's
shows.
Be
I don't know him. I don't know the guy. I kind of like the way he plays. Okay, but when you're starting to hear, the insiders, the former players who are now talking heads say, man, I'm hearing this a lot, and it's starting to bubble up. So where's it coming from? I don't know. Is it coming from the locker room? Is it coming from general manager? I don't know where that's coming from. All I know is it's coming, and now it's hit the surface. Okay. And there's been little whispers before. I got a buddy who's a Texas Tech supporter, and who told me stuff, and I don't know, what do you know about it? Like whatever.
Well,
but right,
they get beat by Kyler Murray.
Yeah, you got beat by. So what do you? But so it bubbled. But now it's not bubbled; it's at the surface. Right now, when you got the network talking heads talking about it, you start to wonder. I know I got to take this break. We'll come back. We'll continue this conversation. It's 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails are coming in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Sometimes, guys, you can do everything right. Everything, and you still need a little bit of help. Guys, you can eat right. You can work out. You can watch your weight. You can take all the right supplements. And you're still going to deal with things that Mother Nature throws at you, and that's where NuMale comes in. Guys, if you're dealing with some of these very natural things, like you're tired way too often, hair loss, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction, call NuMale. NuMale helps men all over the country beat these things with industry-leading testosterone replacement. Their number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. You can visit them online at NuMale, NuMale.com. The reality is, as you age, there's a really good chance you're going to be affected by these very natural things. Nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, the only thing to be ashamed of, guys, is not doing anything about it. Make a call that can make a huge difference for you. The number is 505-652-1688. They're convenient. They're here in Albuquerque. They're with you through the whole process, and it works. The results are real. NuMale, 505-652-1688. That's area code 505-652-1688, or visit NuMale.com and feel better.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it, we smash it.
Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loans. Indigo Mortgage, because
But I did. I did mean to do it. The Kyler thing's interesting, and so JJ, you're saying sit him down and say you're playing on your rookie deal this year. Go to work. And if it upsets it upsets him. That's how it is.
Yeah, you have to get to that point. Like, this is all this stuff when it comes to contracts and negotiations, whether we're talking about a labor agreement between a players association and a league or a player's contract, fans don't want to hear it. They don't care about it.
It's kind of like a baseball deal.
There is, I think, an expectation amongst the players that they understand that that's business. And you don't talk about other people's money. Now, if there is that sense of entitlement and arrogance, equality that's coming out about Kyler Murray in the locker room, then a situation like this will magnify that. But how do his teammates feel about him? How has he been in Arizona is the ultimate key to this. Because if they still trust him and they believe in him, then players are going to understand things like this. Like, it's business. Quarterbacks have more leverage. They have a little bit more power. And so the agent's trying to get out in front of it, put some pressure on Arizona. And if Arizona says, nope, we're not doing this right now, then you just got to come back to work.
Dan says, Jeffrey Juan Jose Yana Maria, he's a nice player, but is he really a max deal kind of guy, especially with 2 years still left on his current contract? Shouldn't this discussion be on March 3rd of 2024? Probably, but that's not how it is. So what does a contract mean? You know, I always get into this. You got a contract. Well, I mean, they can cut you. And is the contract outlived itself? Is it still work? It's kind of how this plays. So how's he making 10? If his I saw his base salary's almost $1 million. He's got bonuses up to 5.5. Where'd you see the 10 million? Is that incentives?
Well, his got a 4-year, $35 million deal. That's a rookie quarterback contract.
All right, but part of it was bonus, a signing bonus up front. So what money he's already got, 4 for 35. So this year I think he gets $5.5 million, $5.4 million, which is a steal for a quarterback. Look, you and I would be thrilled. We'd sign. We'd say, okay, now what do I got to do? Like, we signed the deal. If you're Arizona, to me, the way they went yesterday by re-signing Cliff Kingsbury, and again, that was one where, okay, because I didn't see that coming.
When you talk about that, that's one that you should feel pretty good about yourself for Kyler Murray.
Yes.
That, if they're going to keep Kingsbury around, they're going to pay me around the corner if still putting up numbers after this season.
Yeah, and they extend Steve Keim, the general manager, which everything tells me, okay, then they're going to re-sign Kyler Murray. And he's probably going, well, why they sign those idiots and they didn't sign me yet? Kingsbury had an original 4-year deal in 2019. So he was going into his final year. Keim has been their general manager since 2013. He's worked for that team since 1999. That's crazy. He signed an extension in 2018, and he went through 2022. So they were both in their last year. So they're linked for the next 5 years. And that, to me, absolutely says that they're going to stay with Kyler Murray, and they're going to figure this thing out. But I think you're right, JJ. I think the answer is, look, Kyler, here's your deal. Now, you sign through next year. You're playing on that contract. JJ, if I can find a way to throw him a little extra scratch and incentivize him, I guess I do that without redoing the whole deal. I don't know that they would. I don't know why they wouldn't agree to saying, well, you're not giving me more, long-term money, but if you want to give me something this year, all right, I'll take it for this year, and we'll have this conversation. To me, that's at least a show that we value you, but we're not ready to blow up the whole salary structure. Now, the other side of that would be, well, damn, why wouldn't they commit to me? You're throwing me peanuts, but they're not going to feed me the whole meal, and that could upset him. And you know what? If it upsets him, it upsets him. I'm with you on that, because as A. Marie has told me, he hadn't done it yet.
He hasn't.
He's been a good quarterback. He's nice. He's a guy that I think almost everybody in the league. I mean, if you tell me there's 32 teams, I'm going to tell you 22 would love him.
Yeah, and Mahomes, Allen, and Prescott are the only members of the $40 million per year club.
All right.
Watson came up short, $39 million.
Is he Dak Prescott?
I don't know
There's
yet.
a conversation there.
Of course.
There's a conversation there.
And I love him. I like Murray.
505-246-0610. 8:30, Jerry Palm from CBS Sports, the senior writer, bracketology guy. You know that. He'll be with us. Looking forward to that. Thanks for being with us this morning on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state champions.
7 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. where have you been? 7 a.m. where is your brother?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
A Lobo fan sure is enjoying the Aggies getting beat 2 in a row. Lobo fans in on it, asking, where's Jason? Where's Jerome? Aggies get beat at home last night, 73-71. First time they've lost a WAC home game since Chris Jans has been there. First time they've lost 2 in a row this year.
I have faith we'll hear from Jason.
Do you?
Yes.
He's pretty up about that. Mike's loving it. Jason, Jerome, has the rest of the WAC just gotten better? Or, here's a shocking theory, maybe New Mexico State just isn't that good.
Dang.
So I'm going to tell you, I think both can be true. I think the WAC has gotten better. I think that you can just look at the net rankings. You can look at what they did out of conference. And I think Seattle, Stephen F. Austin, Sam Houston, Utah Valley, Grand Canyon are better than any of you give them credit for. And I'm not telling you they're the Mountain West. The Mountain West is having a terrific year. And I'm going to tell you New Mexico State's scuffling right now. And the reason I'll tell you it's not simply is because Chicago State's not one of those teams where, although Chicago State's better than they were last year, they're still not good. To go there and get beat. I was talking to a college coach yesterday, JJ, a longtime college basketball coach, and he said flat out, it's hard to win on the road in league play. He says, I don't care what league you're playing in, because we were talking about Chicago State beating New Mexico State. He says, if you go on the road and win in league, it's really, really hard. He says, people just don't understand how hard it is. From the travel of the crowd to the officiating gets caught up in the momentum of the crowd. He says, it's just hard to win on the road. He said, I don't think people understand it.
27 people at the Chicago State game.
At the Chicago State game, yeah. And I said, all right. I mean, you're right. I don't understand it like you would. You've been in the profession for 20 years. So I give you that. Then explain losing the double-digit lead at home with the WAC champion, with your league championship on the line last night. You could have cut down nets last night and raised the trophy and claim the 1 seed and made your flights and made your plans to get to Vegas and know what you're doing. Explain that then last night. Other than the other guys are on scholarship and they're actually pretty good.
Mexico State is having their worst week of the year at the absolute worst time. Is there, to the emailer's point, this WAC is better than it has been. Maybe this isn't one of the best New Mexico State teams we've seen over this run, but it's still a good team.
I think so too.
So they are in a bad spot right now because everything that's on the floor, they still shouldn't have lost that Chicago State game regardless of what happened, who was available, Johnny McCants being sick. Did you come back last night? Kansas back in the lineup. He's playing well. Backcourt. Everyone that you're counting on is there. And lose at home.
Teddy Allen's got to play better. Jabari Rice has to play better. You got 2 go-to guys. Johnny McCants isn't even one of them. You got 2 guys who can create, can score, can take over games. It's Jabari Rice and it's Teddy Allen, and neither one of them are playing well. Teddy Allen's got to figure it out. We can have Chris on probably next Tuesday before WAC tournament play starts. Working on that for you. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. A. Marie's producing for us on the radio side. She will take your calls. You can watch the show on the Facebook. Adrian produces there. Or on Comcast Channel 26. Thanks to ProView Networks. Rod said, Rod was ripped, Jefferson. The subject line is 7,200. Rod was ripped, Jefferson, when after losing Lobo basketball, I suggested that Wyoming just isn't that good. I just don't think the Pokes are that good. It's from Rod. I think Wyoming's pretty good. I don't think they're great. I think they're pretty good.
A top 4 team in the Mountain West this year is still a pretty good basketball
But
team.
they lost on the road in Vegas last night, JJ. They can't be any good. They lost the Pit. They can't be any good.
Like, you might not think of them as maybe a Mountain West contender, but to then, I don't think that. There we go. Late in the season, conference game against a talented UNLV team, and they lose, and then we're going to throw everything out the window about Wyoming. Like, that's just taking credit away from everyone at the top of the Mountain West. Then
I think this league is pretty good. I think Wyoming's good. I think there is such a small sliver of difference between, and pick your order, I'll go in order of the standings right now, Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Wyoming, and dare I throw UNLV in right now the way they're playing. Would you put UNLV in that, right? They're not going to the NCAA tournament as an at-large. UNLV.
was Colorado State not good to Rod?
Because they
Because
lost
they're
to UNLV
13-4
twice?
and Wyoming is 12-5.
Yeah.
Like, at some point in time, like, Wyoming might not be the best team, but do you not give credit to how good the top of this league has been, and then the talent that is on a team like UNLV or Fresno State or Utah State at times?
So, Rod, I will write your email for you now and push send if no Mountain West team gets through to the second weekend. Rod's email is the league just wasn't that good, right? They're going to be loaded with 8, 9, 10, and 11 seeds. That's what the Mountain West is going to be, right? I don't if Boise State runs the table in Vegas and wins the league, Boise State may get to a 6. Do you buy that? If Boise State wins the tournament championship, they
Jeff,
can get up to a 6.
That was my first question, Jerry Palm, today, is the ceilings for these teams if they win the Mountain West.
All right.
So,
But everybody else is going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? A lot of dark shirts. Underdogs. Lower seeds. Now, but that doesn't matter. The point is, if the league's that good, this is the year. And you know what? I'll put out let me see if we can get Craig Thompson on next week, too. Yeah. Because I'd like to see where he is, the commissioner of the league, in regards to how important it is to get some teams through the second weekend.
It's huge for the narrative because people, despite when we talk to bracketologists and we see how tournament selection is done, there's still the majority of people believe that you are selected in the NCAA tournament based on your past success.
Right.
So, yes, there's that narrative out there. And that's not how it works. But there's that belief across the board. And I don't think Wyoming's the best team in the Mountain West. So would I take Boise State and Colorado State over Wyoming? Yeah. And San Diego State just beat them. But I'm gonna at the point where I'm gonna start downplaying Wyoming and they're just not that good. Well, what level of good are you talking about? Because at times they've been the best team in this league.
Well, they got everybody fooled then, man. Because Jerry Palm has not been a Mountain West apologist now, right?
No, Jerry Palm is as honest as it gets with every team in this country.
And
he puts it
Lenardi, all these analysts are bought into the Mountain West this year. Now, not just the guys on CBS and Fox who carry the games. The ESPN guys are too. Like people are bought into the Mountain West.
Like they're 23-7.
All right, I think
they lost at UNLV.
We're responding to the flow.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out: are you just like that bullish on like the Mountain West has burned you before, so none of these teams can be good? Like it actually can't be a league.
Could be that.
That at the end of the season, if you're losing a conference game, well, all these other leagues get a ton of credit. You play in the ACC, you play in the SEC,
Michigan, or
but the 1 year, all of a sudden, there's like 4 good Mountain West teams. We can't.
And I'll tell you 5. Yeah, I'll tell you 5 or 6. I think Fresno State's good, and I think UNLV can win this
7.
one. Yeah,
like that's pretty good in this league with the talent we've seen.
I don't know that I think any of those teams are that much better than UNLV. I don't know that I think Boise State, San Diego State, Colorado State, obviously Wyoming last night, are all that much better than UNLV right now. Teams get better. Teams get hot. Teams mold. That's a brand new coach in Kevin Kruger there. I think he's done a heck of a job. I get it. You've been burned. I get it. And we've sat here, JJ, plenty of times and said, you know what, the league's just not that good this year. And this is a year where the league is pretty damn good. This league has gotten a bunch of respect. You can make the argument, top to bottom, is this league better than the Pac-12? Damn it.
Sorry. I don't know what keeps going.
I mean, do you think top to bottom? Now, I'm not telling you that they got an Arizona or even a UCLA. But after that, top to bottom? I mean, what's gone on, I think these coaches, these programs have done a hell of a job. All right, we'll talk to Jerry about it coming up at 8:30. Jerry Palm, senior writer, bracketologist, CBS Sports, will be with us. Back in, the early 2000s, I was wearing glasses. I was wearing contact lenses, and I was anchoring the morning news. And I was getting up at 3 in the morning and putting on my makeup and putting my contacts in. It just stupid. It was misery. And I just didn't want to deal with it. So I went and saw Dr. Stephen Coleman at Coleman Vision. And I got LASIK, and it is still to this day one of the best things I've ever done. Dr. Coleman specializes in LASIK, specializes, in my case, treating astigmatism. That's what I had. I had a pretty high degree of astigmatism, and so that's why I went to see him. He uses cutting-edge technology. In fact, he's played, Dr. Stephen Coleman has, a significant role in developing and testing the current technology that he uses, and it's used not only here in New Mexico but around the world, technology which originated at Sandia Labs right here in New Mexico. For years, LASIK patients come from all over the country to Coleman Vision because they know Dr. Coleman's reputation and the fact that he's been in private practice specializing in LASIK his entire career. He is at the top of his field. He is as good a people as there is. Coleman's have given back to this community. The bottom line is I went in, I had the surgery in the afternoon, I opened my eyes a short time later. I could see clearly. The difference was immediate. I anchored the news the next morning at 5 o'clock in the morning without any lenses. And I wear reading glasses because that's just kind of the way age is. But I've not needed glasses since. I see fine at night. I see fine distance. It's been one of the best things that I ever did. If you are interested, think you're a candidate, tired of wearing lenses, glasses, Coleman Vision is the spot. This is a no-brainer when it comes to this field. Coleman Vision is inviting. It is warm. And the bottom line is you will love the result. If you're thinking about it, check them out online. It's ColemanVision.com, ColemanVision.com. Or you can give them a call at 505-821-8880. That's 505-821-8880. Seeing is believing. I believe.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
A little distracted. Whoa! My chair just bounced. I know. Well, if it's him that's distracted, it's okay.
Busy.
You know, if it's him that's what's with this chair now? Holy smokes! All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in, Aggie fan. I kind of do expect to hear from you today. Like you don't only get to come in when your team's beating up on Abilene Christian. I do expect to hear from you today after getting beat 73-71 at home last night by Stephen F. Austin with a chance to clinch. Would they cut down the nets last night? They probably would have, right? I mean, that would have been win-win-win, cut down nets. AGGIE's got next, right? But they didn't. Ron says Mountain West has got to cash, right, Jeff? As much as the Mountain West has been hyped, they need to do something in March. Can't be a repeat of 2013 when Alfred ran down all the stats. We're the best team by 2 lengths, the number 2 RPI league, and then the Mountain West flamed out. I think it's a big year. I think they've got it. JJ, one team's got to get through the second weekend, don't they? Somebody's got to get through the second weekend. Yes. Preferably 2.
Because at that point,
yes,
fans will tune out. They'll be like, I don't care what you've done, it's about March. And they want to see success in the NCAA tournament. That is how you push your league to a higher level in the conversation.
No doubt.
So the answer is yes.
Because I think the respect of getting 3 to 4 teams in all these brackets right now, and you look at Lenardi, you look at whoever, but when you look down the look, Big Ten's got a million teams, and Big 12's got a million. Mount West has 4 right now. Both Lenardi and in Jerry, that's CBS Sports and on ESPN, not in that order. Mount West has 4 teams in. So you're getting respect. All of you who have hit me over the years, Jerry's an idiot. We've had Jerry Palm, who is senior writer for ESPN, for CBS Sports, the bracketologist for CBS Sports, their bull projection guy, one of their top guys. For years. He's been on the show ever since we started the show, for 13 and a half years. Comes on every Thursday. And this is the most respect he's given this league, right? In a long time. He's bought in. Lenardi's bought in. But so it's not like, to Rod's point, maybe they're not that good. The answer is they've got to figure something out in this tournament. They've really got to make something out. I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's for the Rods of the world. It's for the talking heads of college basketball. Because right now, the projections of the Mountain West show you that past tournament success has nothing to do with getting into the NCAA tournament. It's about this year's resume. And the top of this conference has been good this season. And so you get 3 or 4 teams in. There's a chance, if UNLV goes out there and wins the Mountain West tournament, it's 4 teams, and it could be San Diego State or Wyoming that's left out. Like, that is a possibility. But you're still getting those 3 or 4 teams in, which is good for the league, which shows you there's respect when you play good basketball. And now for the national narrative, got to get a team or two the second weekend.
Yeah, I'm trying to think recent history. San Diego State's made a Sweet 16. Is there anybody else in this
Nevada.
league? Nevada, with Eric Musselman, made that run. Watched them
Martin
last night.
Twins.
Yeah, they made a Sweet 16, lost a really close game to Loyola, right? In the round of 16. Was it the round of 8?
I think that's the Elite Eight, right?
Yeah, I think that might be right. And then Loyola
Back check.
Chicago went to the Final Four. Now, it's big. I think all of that's right, and it's not going to take anything away from the regular season. By the way, Rothstein's quote, John Rothstein, a really respected writer, had a tweet, I think 2 days ago. He said, if you don't like the Mountain West, you don't like fun. and I think this has been one of the most fun leagues to watch, and it is one of the most competitive leagues in college basketball this year. And all that's wonderful. And so you can't take anything away. And next week's, I think the Mountain West tournament next week is going to be as fun, as unpredictable as any. Like, I'm looking forward to that tournament as much as any tournament in the league. More so probably than Pac-12 right now. You?
The Mountain West has not been this good, has not been this exciting since 12 to 13 years.
I agree with that.
Like,
And you've got
going into Vegas, you're like, wow.
Yeah, and you got
Open it
really
up,
good
let's go.
players, really good players all around. I mean, you pick your team, go down the list, and who do you like? You got really good players everywhere. How did I pull up the women's standing? That's kind of crazy. But you got really good players. Pick your team. I mean, Bradley and you want to look at San Diego State. Bradley and Mensa are exciting, and Pulliam's playing well. You like Wyoming? All right, you've got two guys that could be first team in Maldonado and EK. You like Colorado State? Dang, Roddy's been as good as anybody has, and Stevens has been fantastic, and they're super deep. You like Boise State? Abu Kijab should be first team, and Shaver's terrific and makes shots all over the place. Or you like UNLV? Did you watch what Ham did last night? Let alone what Bryce Hamilton can do. Well, you like Fresno State? Well, maybe the best NBA prospect in the league is there. Well, how about Nevada? Sherfield, and those two guards are terrific. New Mexico, two guards that are dynamic. Go up and down the league. I'm looking forward. Justin Bean, we didn't even talk about the two big guys at Utah State. I'm looking. But, again, Rod, I get it. They got to do something. Maybe they're not that good. You know? Maybe. This is college basketball to me more than, I think more than college football. Not more than the NBA. Any team can win any night. And, you know, when I watched Chicago State beat New Mexico State the other day, when I see New Mexico beat Wyoming, it shows to me that you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old young men, right? So that just, think of what you were when you were 18 to 22. You're probably a little inconsistent, were you not, with whatever it is you did in your world. So you're dealing with a little bit of inconsistency. And by the way, the other guys are on scholarship too, and those other coaches are coaching for their job, and they're trying to get incentives, and they're trying to get bonuses, and they're trying to make things happen as well. The other guys are trying too. They got film, they got video equipment just like you do. They got scouting reports just like you do. Their guys want to play. Their guys are in the gym all night shooting just like your guys are. And sometimes there's just not that big a disparity. Sometimes there is. But sometimes there's not. All right, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. If for some reason you're still paying a toll and whatever, we'll pick up the toll for you. Does anybody, do you know like what line they use? They just come in, right?
Yeah, they just, the normal 505-246-0610.
Anybody uses that
toll number?
Yeah.
I think I want to try it. I'll try it next time I'm out of town.
It's a good call. Can you try it in town?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe I'll try when I leave the studio.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. All right. UNLV last night, by the way, in the Mountain West beats Wyoming 64-57. So that was big. And Lobo women have an idea who their opponent will be. They will play the winner of the San Diego State-Boise State game. That'll be on Monday in Las Vegas. JJ will be there for you with all that. All right, what's your biggest story coming out of Combine, NFL Combine? I know we just got a couple minutes before we take the break and go to Jerry Palm from CBS Sports, but do you have a biggest favorite story coming out of Combine?
Quarterback's hand size.
All right. I mean, be into what you're into. I do your thing. You got one? Is it quarterback hand size too?
Yeah. Dang it, JJ, you stole it.
Dude needs a bigger glove.
Yeah. And you pick at big enough hands to be a first-round draft pick.
That's always my favorite. No, it's always good. All right. Well, I want to get in because there's a lot of stories coming out there, and whether it's the Deshaun Watson story, which seems like there may be a sunset on this, where we may have a decision by a certain date. To me, is the most intriguing of them. And I think we're going to get there and have an idea before free agency, or at least before the draft, where that's all going. So after we talk to Jerry, we'll get into that. Jerry being Jerry Palm, the senior writer and bracketologist for CBS Sports. He is coming up next. We will get into the brackets, his latest bracket, what the Wyoming loss means, what the New Mexico State loss means. We'll do all that with Jerry Palm coming up next. International Protective Service watches my home. They have for years. They watch homes and businesses throughout Albuquerque and Santa Fe. They provide security, private security, standing guards, 24-hour patrols, security system installations, and fast response basically in less than 7 minutes when alarms go off. I've let them. I've been blessed that they've watched my home for years. They give me, my family, my neighbors peace of mind. I go out of town, I let them know I'm out of town. If there's a package that's dropped off, they pick it up and hold it until I get back. If you want them to pick up the mail, the newspapers, roll your garbage cans to the curb and back on garbage day, they will do that as well. They stop the bad guys. Look, crime is rising. You know that. There's a shortage of officers. You know that. Reach out and protect what's important to you. Aaron is from Albuquerque. Aaron Jones. He owns IPS. He is passionate about making Albuquerque a better place, a safer place to live and work. That's why he is dedicated to this and has grown IPS to the level that they are. Call International Protective Service. Protect what's important to you. They're committed to your city, to your protection. The number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or visit them online at ipsglobal.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter.
All right, a week from Sunday, so we're 10 days away from Selection Sunday. You will have a solid bracket. You will start printing them out. You'll start scribbling on them. You're going to tell me how great you are, and then I don't know, 2 weeks from Thursday, so 2 weeks from today, when your team start losing, you're going, I'm done. I know this game, and it's a fun game, and we'll all play it. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. It's the I think the busiest time of the year for CBS Sports senior writer Jerry Palm, the bracketologist, who you're watching him. He's got a brand new bracket out. This is your busiest time of the year?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There is no second place, really.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I know around bowl season it gets crazy, but this is every day it's changing, right? Every single. I just watched you move some lines around the bracket you just released. You're watching every game in every conference, aren't you? At this point.
Well, no, I can't.
No, scores up. Yeah.
But I can't watch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have enough bandwidth in my brain, or on my TVs to watch every game.
All right.
I try to watch games that are interesting, but the committee does. So watch every relevant game anyway. The committee does, but there's 12 of them.
All right. Well, let me start. And we're sitting here waking up this morning. It's the first time since Chris Jans has been coach at New Mexico State that they lost a home WAC game. Did New Mexico State. They lost to Chicago State last week, which is stunning, on Saturday. Yeah. And then they blow a double-digit lead. Not a bad Stephen F. Austin team now. That's a 21-8 team. They're 13-4 in the league. You got a 3-way tie at the WAC. I think New Mexico State figures it out on on Saturday, beats Utah Valley, goes in as the 1 seed. If they win or whoever wins the WAC, is that seed line slipping?
Yeah, good. Yeah, it could. I still have New Mexico State 13, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, it could definitely suffer. It depends on what happens with some of these other leagues. But New Mexico State, Seattle, Stephen F. Austin would all end up being about the same. It's possible Seattle or Stephen F. Austin would be 14s if they won. But New Mexico State has definitely hurt themselves the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. It was a little bit of a stunner. All right.
The Chicago State game is that's the complete stunner. That's losing to Stephen F. Austin even at home is within the realm of reason, but Chicago State, I don't get that.
No, and they were shorthanded. They had 8 guys in uniform. They had one guy on a suspension, one guy sick, one guy. But they still rolled out Teddy Buckets from Teddy Allen, who I think a week ago was the consensus player of the year in that league, and Jabari Rice was still there, and they still don't get it done. All right, you still have, I believe, 4 in from the Mountain West, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's fairly.
That actually looks better now than it did last week when we talked because of San Diego State winning at Wyoming. But it's still not a sure thing.
What about Wyoming losing now 3 of their last 5, losing to Vegas last night? Are they in danger, or are they 4 solid in?
I don't think so. I think the team that's still in the most danger is San Diego State.
They've got 2 games left. Now they play Fresno State at home, I believe, tonight, and then have to go to Reno before the conference tournament.
Right. So then that's why they're still the team in most danger, because those are not tournament teams, but they're not bad teams. So you have to continue on, grinding if you're San Diego State.
Jerry, looking at Boise State and Colorado State, what's the potential ceiling if either of those teams were to win the conference tournament? How high could they theoretically get?
Well, you know how seeding is. You can't analyze it in a vacuum. It depends on what other teams do. But probably a 6. I would say that's the bottom of the top 25. And, number 25 is the top 7. So, that's probably the realistic maximum for those teams.
Yeah, I think you have Colorado State as a 6 now, and I think you have Boise.
Sounds right.
Boise State. What is it? Boise State is an 8.
7.
Yeah, Boise
8?
State is in the 8-9 game against Davidson, which is really interesting, by the way. Boise State's hot. They just won. If they run, I was thinking you get them up to a 6.
Yeah, but I don't think there's higher than that.
Right, that's fair.
I just think that there's too much competition, and teams playing really good teams for them to do much better than that.
Reputation-wise, we've just been having this conversation. This league probably is going to get 4. Big, great year for them. They've got to get somebody into the second weekend, don't they?
It would really help, don't you think?
I mean, it's time. Yes.
Nobody's going to get seated high enough to be favored. I mean, they're going to have to wear the dark uniforms and win in order to make that happen. But it's not impossible, especially if you get somebody that's like if you stay out of the 8-9 games, because then you've got to go through a 1,
That's right. That's right.
But if you're a 6 or even an 11, where you're the highest seeded team you have to play is a 3, then I think there's a possibility there. There's certainly some vulnerable teams on the 3 line.
CBSSports.com senior writer and the most hated guy in America this time of year. Jerry Palm is with us on the opening drive. Or the most loved, depending on what your tweet is.
No. Really, no. That's no.
Never.
I have 45,000 Twitter followers, and maybe 10 of them like me.
I like you, Jerry.
You got 3 in the building this morning.
3 of us like you.
On your side. Jerry,
it might actually be 15. It might be actually 15.
Keep adding those numbers.
That's big.
And Jerry, late in the season conference play, it gets tough. But what did you think about what we watched just on Saturday all around the country?
Yeah, that was something, wasn't it? The top 6 teams in the AP poll lost. That was 6 of the top 7 teams in my bracket. And the one that won was Baylor, beating one of the others, Kansas. So, it's pretty remarkable. And the thing is, when everybody loses, mostly nobody loses. All four number ones, other than Baylor and Kansas swapping, Auburn actually moved up past Arizona because Arizona was the only team of the 6 that lost to a team that's not a tournament team. Colorado, not a bad team, but not a tournament team. So they switched places, but Gonzaga was still overall 1, Baylor's 4, Kansas 5. But Purdue and Kentucky dropped down and were replaced by Providence and Wisconsin. Providence has since lost again and dropped back down, and Kentucky moved back up. But that's a pretty busy part of the bracket right now in terms of movement. So you don't usually see a ton of 2 and 3 movement, but we are this year.
Jerry, how good is Providence?
Better than their metrics. They won the Big East. That's a good league. That's going to put 6 or 7 teams in the tournament. So, that's a team that plays really well. They're tough. They don't have a guy like one of those guys that a next level guy that you just know that that you can ride if you need somebody to carry you. They don't have one guy like that. And Al Durham, the Indiana transfer, has been hurt of late, so he's playing limited minutes. But that's a pretty good team. They're probably going to be underrated. That'll be a team a lot of people pick to go out early. I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
You said there's a lot of vulnerable teams on the 3 line. They're on the 3 line. It's Purdue, Texas Tech, Providence, and Tennessee right now. Or no, I'm sorry, Texas Tech, Providence, Tennessee, and UCLA. Who when you say really vulnerable, UCLA probably is one of them, right?
Yep, I would say UCLA. Especially, isn't Juzang kind of dinged up?
A little bit, yeah.
Playing, right?
He's
but dinged
playing,
up.
but yeah.
Yeah, and Purdue's played like crap for a couple weeks now. So since they beat Illinois, but really it's just been the last time we actually saw Purdue's A game was Iowa at Iowa, and that was a long time ago. Their shooting hasn't been as good. Travion Williams hasn't played that great. It's just it's been Jaden Ivey and Zach Edey, and Purdue isn't going to win a lot of games if it's only 2 guys. And the reason why they were doing so well was because it was 7 or 8 guys. And they need to get back to that, or they'll probably be an early exit too.
What do you think? I believe in magic. Okay, I believe in this sports magic. Things line up, and I've watched too many just crazy. Oh my goodness, how the storybook stuff. Duke, Krzyzewski's last year. Did they make a run? I mean, are we watching him cut down the nets? Are we watching him at the Final Four in this magical final year of the legendary Coach K?
Maybe. They're on the list of teams capable of doing that. They're going to have to play really well, and they haven't been tested in months. It's just the last time. I mean, but they beat Gonzaga, right? They beat Kentucky, I believe. Yeah. So they've shown that they can win the kinds of games they need to win to cut down the nets. But it's been a long time since they played anybody that can really test them, and yet they found a way to lose 3 games in a league.
Jay, I was thinking of you the other night watching Arizona just destroy USC, because you let us know maybe USC's not that team. But what do you think of the run Arizona's been on lately?
Yeah, they've been great. I mean, really, other than the Colorado game, Arizona's having a great season. Tommy Lloyd's got to be part of the National Coach of the Year conversation. It's not the favorite. The season that they've had with a new coach, it's really been remarkable. Again, they could be the one, in New Orleans celebrating at the end. They're that good. Certainly going to be the favorite in the conference tournament, and if they win that, they're definitely a number 1 seed. So, great season for Arizona.
If he pulls that off after what that program went through and what they're probably still going through, and
sure.
Sean Miller leaving and him coming in and cleaning that up, I don't know how he doesn't win it. To be honest with you, I don't know how he doesn't.
Yeah.
Lastly,
what would really be ironic in a way is
they win.
If they win the championship
finally.
He had to actually get away from Mark Few to win one.
Yeah, which is crazy, and they finally have to get away from Sean Miller to win one because they've been close so much. 2 teams I love that I just think are getting stronger. I love what Kentucky's turned into. Cal, I think, has done another really good job of getting a team that maybe had a little bit of a slower start, and they look terrific. And I love Texas Tech this time of year.
Yeah, Texas Tech. The thing about Texas Tech is, defense is their calling card, and when your shots aren't falling, you still can find a way to win. By the way, one of the problems with Purdue is when their shots aren't falling, they have a hard time finding a way to win because they don't defend well enough. Yeah. But Texas Tech, they play great defense. They've got enough offense to win a bunch of games. They have 3 wins against Baylor and Kansas. I think they beat Baylor twice and Kansas once. Could be the other way around. But it's that's a dangerous team. Texas Tech is unquestionably a dangerous team.
A couple of teams like that, right? I mean, really, really good defensively, but they can just go dead offensively. You talk about Purdue and Texas Tech. San Diego State's that team. San Diego State's 100% that team. They may be one of the best defensive teams in America, but man, they go just flat out dead for 7 minutes. So.
Yep. Yeah, and it's hard. I don't care how good your defense is. If you can't score for 7 minutes, you're in trouble in the NCAA tournament.
100%. Where are you going to be next Thursday?
I will be in Stamford, Connecticut, in our HQ studios
All right,
on Thursday.
you going to have time for us next week?
Yeah.
All right. JJ and I will be in Vegas. We're going to go to Mountain West, the WAC, the Pac-12. So looking forward to that. Anne Marie will still be here in beautiful downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we'll catch up with you next week. We're reading you every day. Follow him on the Twitter. Be nice to him for crying. Add to it. He's got 15 people out of his 45,000 followers who like him. Make it 16, 17, 25. It's at JP Palm CBS. And follow him and read it
It's
every
like
day.
some warped version of GoFundMe.
Please go
It's
like
not fun.
it's go like
It's
me.
just like.
It's just go like me. We're gonna start a go like me account. Be well, Jerry. Safe travels. We'll catch you next week.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Jerry Palm, senior writer and bracketologist at CBSSports.com. And Jerry's a good dude, man. Like him. Just because he might not have your team where you think your team is, Jerry's pretty good at this. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
If cold candidate calls aren't turning into hot hiring leads, then you need Indeed.
For ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever, no one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Next in line. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction.
That's
We've
good.
earned
So,
a
look,
reputation
I
for
hope
great.
you understand how lucky we are to talk to Jerry Palm every Thursday, and especially this time of year. He's going to be back and doing all kinds of TV hits, not only on CBS Sportsnet, but on CBS Big Boy Station, on their website, everywhere. And is as good as it gets, and we've been lucky to have a relationship with Jerry Palm for, 13 and a half years since we've been doing this show, and JJ and I all go back with Jerry Palm all the way back to when we were in the basement next to Super Salad over off of Central, that other radio station that we used to do this show. Jerry's been a good friend of our show and gives you content. And I think he's as honest as anybody, and that's why he's hated by some this time of year. But I think, in fact, he's really liked. And I appreciate his candor and his time. It's I hope you all appreciate how good that is and how lucky we are. Rudy sent me a text. Last week I was on the Baron of the Brackets and the Sultan of the Seatings and he said the Master of Madness, Jerry Palm. That's good.
I really like that one too.
Or how about Madness Maestro? Maestro of the Mad. That's all good. It's all good. But no, good stuff with Jerry, and he'll be in Connecticut next week. What's with Connecticut? Like, why is that the hub of all these networks?
You should know.
I guess. Glenn says, speaking of uniforms, Jeff, does Lobo men's basketball even take their light uniforms to Vegas? Is there any chance they survive long enough? And are there other upsets where they end up being the higher seed? The only way that they will need their light uniforms, JJ, is if they don't take them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they're going in, they're going to be the 9. So they'd have to play either Air Force or San Jose State to wear their light uniforms. I mean, there's a pretty good chance they're not going to need them. I would take them just in case. You know what I'm saying?
It's better to be prepared.
The only reason they'll need them is if they don't have them. That's the way that will work out.
Maybe you don't bring them.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting what Jerry said about winning in the tournament. This league has earned respect. I don't want to tell you it's back to where it was in necessarily the hey day, like hey day, but right when Ron Kruger was a coach and Steve Alford was a coach and Steve Fisher was in this league. But I will tell you, you look around this league right now, Nico Medved's a damn good coach. I think Leon Rice is a good coach. I know Richard Pitino and Steve Alford are good coaches. Brian Dutcher's had his sniff. That's kind of how you tell, right? Look around this league. Kevin Kruger's going to be a good coach. Kruger, like this, whatever. Kruger, not Kugler. Kugler's the announcer. Kruger's the coach. But do you agree? Like this league has established something. They're going to have to build on it next year. But I think that attracts players, which is going to make this league consistently good.
It's the best it's been since then, right now.
Glenn says, we're not going to get Jerry Palm. We're not getting Jim Nance. We're not getting Greg Gumbel a week before the playoffs. Your point? It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. For great locations, or visit us on...
You get it. the voice of the Lobo women's basketball team, J.J. Buck. All right, a little technical difficulties back there, obviously. Glad you're with us. Happy, what day is today? Thursday morning? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Good day to you. Come on in and play radio with us at 505-246-0610. Good thing you weren't out getting coffee during that break or something like that. Amory will take your calls, 505-246-0610, and you can send us a email, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Jerry Palm, the senior writer at CBS Sports, bracketologist, was just with us. And I told you, I think we're lucky to get Jerry. Glenn sent this note. I don't know if it's sarcastic or it's not. It says, lucky to get Jerry Palm, Jeff. We aren't getting Jim Nance. We aren't getting Greg Gumbel a week before the playoffs. I will tell you that right now, today, and probably on game day, Jerry Palm knows more about each team in the field than certainly Jim Nance and probably Greg Gumbel.
I agree.
If you ask Jim Nance right now about Wyoming or Boise State or New Mexico State or Davidson or Greg Gumbel, who do you think knows more? So Jerry's watching this year-round. And look, Jim Nance does a great job. He's the best in the business. He's doing playoffs and Super Bowls and NFLs and the Masters, a tradition unlike any other. Hello, friends. Greg Gumbel's really good. But I will tell you, Jerry knows more about what's going on, nuts and bolts of this thing, than those guys. Not that those guys don't know their stuff, but I will take my chance with them. We are going to be in Vegas next week. JJ and I will be there. Looking forward to bringing you the opening drive from Las Vegas, Nevada. Conference tournaments will be there, Mountain West, the WAC, the Pac-12, and we will be there as well. I want to say thank you to the partners who are making sure that we are there to get this coverage for you. Jersey Mike's a sub above. CarCraft celebrating 40 years in New Mexico. Coleman Vision, perfect game. Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce, join, connect, thrive. And airport parking at exit 221, easier, quicker, and smarter. All right, Maria, are we able to run the Chris Jan stuff? We're not. All right, I'm able to give it to you. New Mexico State loses last night, 73-71, at home. It is their first loss at home to a WAC team since Chris Jans has been there. It's 5 years, right? First time this year they lost 2 in a row. JJ, they lost. They had an opportunity to wrap up the WAC championship, the last 2 games. Now there's a 3-way tie in first place. Jans was asked afterwards, I mean, basically, how you feeling? Where are you? Here's Chris Jans, Lobo, Aggie coach after losing last night at the Pan Am Center.
It's a pretty lonely feeling. It's pretty tough. Just, I don't know. If I had the answer, I would have fixed it prior to the game, but I didn't feel great about it. I didn't want to be a prophet, but I didn't. I told people real close to me that, which I don't do very often, that I didn't feel really good about going into the game. And certainly we had some spurts there where we played pretty well, and just they had more of them. I mean, we gave up 46 in the second half.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours. With faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers
The
ribs,
answer is yes.
fried chicken, green and red
WAC
chili
has gotten
breakfast.
better, and New Mexico State has come back to the pack. This isn't a bad New Mexico State team. They've played poorly the last 2 games. Stephen F. Austin's 21-8, 13-4 in the league. Seattle's 13-4 in the league. Sam Houston State is 12-5 in the league. Those teams have gotten better. Grand Canyon's gotten better. And New Mexico State is, in the last week and a half, JJ, taking a step back. It's where we are. 2 things can be true at one time. You're ringing my phones at 505. Well, they're not my phones. I mean, they're not even your phones. They're not even our phones. I think they're Cumulus's phones. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I'll bet you're digging this. Hello, Jess.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's happening?
You know, here's the thing, Jason. I feel like I've been going back and forth with Jason for 75 years. You don't have enough fans at your games unless UNM's there to storm a quinceañera, bro, much less the court. So I don't even know why he's talking junk about that. You don't even have enough. You don't even have power, bro. Power. I mean, it's ridiculous. They all the Aggies fans should be glued to their TV the next, is it 2 seasons? When do they go to Conference USA?
It depends.
23?
Yeah, probably 23. They got one more year in the WAC.
Yeah. The gravy train is over, boys. It's over. You can't even get it done now, and you're losing to teams that we didn't even know had colleges. I mean, is Highland still on the schedule? Because that's, and see, this is always the argument. This is what Lobo fans are always going to have over the Aggies, is that you have this easy schedule. I know they think it's not easy because of some ranking they pull out of their behind, and somehow like 3 teams in that are within, the 100, 1 through 100. So obviously they're better than the Mountain West. But it's over, Jeff. The dream's over. After this season, next year, they're just going to be middle of the pack. Maybe they'll have 1 year, maybe. And then it's just going to be over. And now that you're losing basketball because you're going to a legitimate conference, I don't know what you're going to have. But maybe they should start a curling team, Jeff. Or pickleball, right?
Can we talk curling tomorrow?
Oh.
By the way,
You ready, Jess?
8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will have an Olympic medalist talking.
Awesome.
Talking curling right here in studio.
Let's go.
He's actually going to be going to one of my local watering holes, which they are.
Save the hoe for tomorrow. Save the hoe.
Yeah, he's going to be. I'm going to shave my beard and just rock a mustache. I can't grow my hair out. But let me tell you, those are some of the best-looking athletes that America produces is curlers, Jeff. Unbelievable.
That's probably right.
We'll be just glued to the radio. I can't wait. I want to hear every detail. And hey, Jason, good morning, bro. Hey, Aggie fan, good morning. Welcome to the pit. When I say the pit, I mean the bottom, the dregs. Welcome.
Jeez, Lou.
Thank you, Jess. See you. It's so good.
Jeez.
Curling. We'll pull. I got to find the latest Curling Illustrated.
So good.
They are the best-looking athletes in America.
Yes.
Yeah, we're talking curling. We got an Olympic medalist in studio tomorrow at 8 o'clock. You all right with that?
Yes, I am.
All right. That's what I expected today, by the way. I expected Lobo fan to pile on Aggie fan. I expected that. I mean, now, is Conference USA a 2-bid league? I don't think they are. North Texas is nice right now, and they're leaving the league. They're going to the American. By the way, North Texas is actually really nice right now in basketball. But is this a 2-bid league? I don't know. We'll see what happens. When Liberty will be good. I think it will be an upgrade. But there's no guarantees. New Mexico State is still a good program. New Mexico State had a rough week, JJ. I think Chris Jans is still a hell of a coach. I think that when you look at what's going on there, that he needs to stay the course. Chris probably needs to shut off the noise this week, right? And do his thing and coach his team. But I think New Mexico State is still a good program and a good team. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com, and you can find us on the Twitter. It's _JJ Buck. All right, I want to tell you about On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Your vehicle's filthy. Mine is too. It's time. I know I've been telling you for days. I just haven't had a chance. But call On the Spot Automotive Detailing and have them come out and detail your vehicle. They come to you and they have scratch removal and ceramic coating, but they'll detail your vehicle inside, outside, under the hood, around the tires, the rims. I tell you all the time, when they're done, it's like the day you took it off the lot. People are loving it. But bottom line is you love it because it feels fun to drive. It smells good. All the junk is. They found stuff in my car that I didn't even know existed. I think it was from like before us. I'm like, Addie, is this yours from when you were a kid? Dad, I've never seen that before. Like they get into the guts of this thing. They come to you wherever and whenever it's convenient for you. That's when they will get this service done. It's a great gift too. It's this ideal. Everybody will love this. 10% discount for active military as well. Call them at 505-859-2859. Area code 505-859-2859, or go online, otsdetailing.com. 19 years ago, LASIK surgery was fairly new, but at the time, DJ Brigman decided he needed to do something with his
Burritos
vision.
and
It's Jeff
Frontier
Symbiota.
Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better.
Chris Jans, their head coach, after the game, and I guess somebody asked him, is there a silver lining to this? Is that what somebody asked him? I haven't heard this yet, but I'm going to guess I know what it sounds like.
I don't feel that way right now. Just wanted to get it done tonight. Wanted to get all that taken care of. We didn't. And kudos to Stephen F. Austin. They did a great job. Coach Keller's a guy I've known a long time. Respect him and his staff. And their kids played hard, and they stuck together and stuck with their plan, and made some winning plays, and we didn't make enough of them.
All right. Sometimes the other guys beat you. Sometimes the other guys are, well, they're always on scholarship. Rudy, how you living today? I bet you're all right. What's happening?
You know, Jeff, I did not come here today to praise the Aggies, but to bury them.
Of course. I would expect nothing less.
No, you know what? As much as we go round and round, and it's like brothers fighting about crap. I have a good friend of mine. He went to Michigan with me. His brother became a Michigan State fan just to be a Needle. You know what I mean?
I do.
Probably for no other reason. So we needle each other, and it all better be in good fun, because it's always been in good fun to me. But yeah, you know, they gotta step up and take their whooping, because they've been talking a lot. And I will never forget when Mark Smith started on his parade of patsies. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, and that was the knock against New Mexico basketball, is you're playing teams like Stephen F. Austin. You have no business playing those teams. They're patsies. Tarleton State. Any school that New Mexico State's playing right now was considered a patsy when New Mexico played them. So that's where New Mexico,
I think the difference
Lobos,
is there's a little difference. Okay, first of all, I think those programs that you've talked about have added a lot of resources. Tarleton State's coach is Billy Gillespie, used to be at Kentucky. They're putting money into that. Stephen F. Austin was in the Sweet 16, last year or 2 years ago? And that's the league in which they play. It's not like those are the games they're lining up to play. That's the league that they're currently in, and they never turned down the Mountain West.
But the Journal didn't care. They called those teams patsies.
No, you're right.
They didn't care who was coaching or who the players were. That was their mantra for years. You had guys get on sports talk on this radio station when it was the old sports animal and sing mediocrity when UNM was going to the NCAA tournament. So, no, I really don't have any sympathy for New Mexico State. I don't. And as the other caller said, the other Lobo fan that got on to bury the Aggies, your free ride's over. And those teams are not considered good teams, because if they were, the Aggies wouldn't pull a 12 through 14 seed in the tournament every year for winning the WAC. That's just the reality of it. It's harsh, and we as a sports state need to deal with it, because New Mexico doesn't have that much more room to talk.
No, New Mexico's got no room to talk. They split with them this year, and they've lost to San Jose State, and they've lost their share into Towson, and so it's been a rough year there too.
Look, college basketball has changed so much, even in the last 3 years, that it's hard to recognize what it used to be. And I think that's the task going forward, is to build your program up to where you can be competitive and you can be in the conversation at least every other year. You know, I hate to wait another 10 years to see New Mexico be better in basketball.
You won't have to.
So I think that's why hiring a guy like Patino makes sense.
Wow.
By the way, I hope the women are getting healthy, and I think they have enough in them with the experience and everything they have to go in there and write a different story this year to the Mountain West tournament. And I'll be there. Certainly, we're going to miss Monday, so they better prevail in that game.
They better.
That Tuesday, there'll be a large contingent of Lobo fans, and if they make the finals by Wednesday, when all the other men fans get there, it should be a pretty good showing.
All right. Rudy, appreciate it. I would expect nothing less.
Sure thing. Have a good day.
See you.
Take care.
By the way, Rudy came up with the what did he say? Monarch of the Madness. What did he call him? The Maestro of the Madness. To sit here and rip on the league they're in, this is what I tell you all the time. JJ, I don't remember New Mexico ever turning down the Pac-12. I don't remember New Mexico State ever saying, no, we don't want to play in the Mountain West. It's too tough for us. They've been begging to get into your league. And you haven't let them in, and that's fine, and this is who they play. And so I look at it, and I'm, what do you want me to tell you? Right? This is who they're playing. They're on a skid right now. They've lost 2 games in a row. It's where they are. And did they turn this thing around? I think Chris Jan's a hell of a coach. I think they've been able to sustain that program going through the WAC and keep it the level they are. He's not wrong when he says that, the highest seed they get is a 12. That's just kind of the league they play in. They go out typically in every year, JJ, they tend to beat someone out of conference that it's nothing against the Lobos, but it's a pretty damn impressive win, right? When they beat Miami or they beat Davidson this year, or they beat Washington State.
There's people that aren't going to hear it regardless because it's a rivalry.
Yeah.
And they play in a bad league. The thing about being in a bad league is then it's not easy to stay at the top, because how do you get good basketball players and to go there consistently? And that's what's impressive about this run is they're putting dudes in the NBA. And Trevelyan Queen, like guys that are coming out and getting opportunities. going on NBA rosters with everyone talking down that conference. That's what's impressive about it. The seeding shows
they're recruiting to that level.
Is that they've been able to consistently recruit to that level to be the favorite in that league year in and year out. And then when they get beat, like by Grand Canyon last year, it's news. And Grand Canyon is going to live it up. And when they go through a week like this, it's news because that's not what you expect to see out of that basketball team.
I think that's one of the things that's lost in this is you would think competitively New Mexico would have buried them years ago because the WAC has had such a bad rep, an unstable rep, and the Aggies have been vocal about wanting to get out of that league because of football, right? I think the league's gotten better over the last 3 years. Is it a great league? No. Is it a horrible league? It also is not that. Seattle's competitive. I watched Sam Houston. It was insane. Grand Canyon's like all those teams. They're fine. They're not great. They're fine. They're not horrible. But the fact that Chris has been able to continue, to your point, recruit professional players, guys who are going on and making money to play basketball and playing at that level and still in a given year beat a ranked Miami, go on the road and win at Washington State, to beat that good Davidson team that's an 8 seed in most of these brackets right now, to win some of the games they win and sweep or split with the Lobos. He's done a hell of a job with that program. They had a bad week. There's no sugarcoating this. It's a bad week. Now, if I'm Chris Jans, I'm bummed. I'm pissed. I got a hell of a coaching job to do today and tomorrow. But I'll tell you what, one thing I'm doing. I'm not listening to the noise. Because some of the stuff I saw on social media from Aggie fan, like be careful. be careful. You got a hell of a coach there. You got a coach who has not only preserved your program, but made it better in a situation that was really tough, in a league that nobody was recruiting the level that he's been recruiting. Nobody's been playing the level at which he's playing. Nobody's gotten their program at anywhere close to the national prominence that he's gotten and respect that he's gotten that program. And he's done it in 5 years with uncertainty, with begging for juice boxes for practice and right? I mean, remember when they were out looking for snacks for their players and you were laughing at them? In a program where it's been obvious that they've been shopping and dying to get into another league, and now they're going to go do that. So, yeah, it's been a tough week for them. It's been a tough week. But if I'm him, I'm not listening to the noise. I'm getting my guys together and say, what do you want to do? You guys have a decision. Let's get together right now. Look at the film. What are you doing here? I'm pulling Teddy Allen into my office, and I'm looking him in the eye and say, what's up? A week ago, you were unanimous. You were going to be player of the year in this league. What's going on with you? What do we got to do to fix this thing? Do you want to play in the NCAA tournament? You came from Nebraska. Most of these guys came here to play in the NCAA tournament. Every goal that you had is still in front of you. You want to win the WAC championship? Regular season, go out and win on Saturday. You win. You're the number 1 seed. And then you got 2 games you get in the NCAA tournament. And that's what I'm doing if I'm him.
You're right on.
I'm not listening to the noise, and I'm settling whatever is going on in my locker room. I'm looking my superstar in the eye, and I'm saying, it's on you, young man. You want to be a star? You want to go make money playing this game? Here's your chance to go prove that you are that guy. Jabari Rice, come on in. What's going on with you? You want to make money overseas playing this game? Prove who you are. Next 3 games are the biggest 3 games you're going to ever play in your life. But Chris has some work to do. I think if I'm him, I do me. I do what I do because what he does is really good. I don't listen to the noise, man, because the noise is going to get a little bit more voluminous over the next couple of days.
Be loud.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
For your surprisingly great rates, Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
I'm Ben Lucero, president and owner of Indigo Mortgage. We are a locally owned and operated mortgage company right here in New Mexico. This means your loan officers and processors are right here to serve you. Our mortgage divisions include residential, commercial, construction, reverse mortgages, and VA mortgage loan. Indigo Mortgage, because nobody cares more about your mortgage loan.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one.
You're learning more and more about BB Check as we go, aren't you? It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie.
A. Marie.
There's no and on this thing, boys and girls.
Or A.
All right, grace period's over. How long you been here?
Since August.
All right, so 8 in what month is this? You're going on your 7th month. So the grace period's over. It's A. Marie, not Anne Marie. Like we let them go for a while. All right, Anne Marie, and every time, hey, Anne Marie, and she'd kind of just roll her eyes and shake her head.
I mean, I've been used to it.
No, I know you are, but now, I mean, grace period's over. Her name is A. Marie, like you spell it A-M-A-R-I-E, A. Marie.
Yeah.
Like kind of
Marie with the letter A in front of it.
Like not the Marie, kind of like a Marie.
Yeah.
But you pronounce it. Hey, A. Marie. She's not the Marie. She's A. Marie. I'm the sports animal. All right. It's kind of like, yeah, she's a Marie. I mean, you know a few Maries. Well, she's one of them. She's A. Marie. All right. Hey, Lobo fan. Says the text line.
Jeez Louise, this is hilarious.
Ralph just texted from San Diego. He says, Lobo Aggie Smack Talk is funny. It is. It says, hey, Lobo fan, feel free to learn about college basketball beyond the 505. The fact you don't know UTEP is in Conference USA is, well, concerning. All right, fair enough. Mud says on the text line, Mud's a texter now. He says the WAC is a one-team league. Aggies won't make the big dance nor the NIT. Well, breaking news, the WAC is a one-team league. Thank you for going out on a limb. If the Aggies win on Saturday, they are going to the postseason because the regular season champion in any league, if they do not, that will be the Aggies. If they do not win their conference tournament and go to the NCAA tournament, gets an automatic bid into the NIT. So the Aggies will, if they, he could be saying they're not going to win on Saturday, and he's not, like, that's not out of control. Remember when the Aggies went to Orem 3 weeks ago, and I told you that road trip concerns me. I think they win at Dixie State, but I'm not sure I feel that they're going to win in Orem, and they got beat by Utah Valley.
Okay.
Right? Now, can Utah Valley beat them at home? They can. I don't think they will. I think the Aggies win on Saturday and win this league. Don't you?
Well, I thought they were going to win last night.
I did too. I was certain. I didn't even worry about Chicago State.
This is the ultimate gut check. Who are you? What you just laid out, the take at the end of the last segment, was dead on. Like, this is, we ain't doing the giddy in the locker room. This is man-to-man, face-to-face. What are y'all doing? Is y'all playing the worst basketball of the season at the absolute wrong time? So who are you going to be on Saturday?
You play a motion card? Johnny McCants from Las Cruces, New Mexico senior night?
I don't even do that.
Okay.
I just look at all these dudes and say, do you want
I challenge the man
to be a number one seed?
Yep.
Do you want to assert yourselves as the favorite?
Do you want to play in the NCAA tournament?
It's 2 games.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to play in the
3 wins to go to the NCAA tournament? That's it.
Every one of you men in this room came to New Mexico State to go to the NCAA tournament. You all want that experience. And as crappy as this week has been, as horrible as you played and I've coached, and that's what I would tell them. You want to put an onus on me? Put it on me. I'm fine. I have no problem if I'm Jans accepting some responsibility here. All right, I'll take it. As bad as I've coached and as bad as you've played, and as bad as we've looked, as bad as losing to Chicago State and then coming home and losing to Stephen F. Austin is, everything that we set on the board as goals is still attainable. And we have 3 games to do it. You want to win a WAC championship? We can do that on Saturday by beating Utah Valley. You want to go to the NCAA tournament? If we beat Utah Valley, we have 2 games to win next Friday and Saturday in Vegas. You can do it. And we'll go to the NCAA tournament and try to win a game. Everything that you set, every goal that you set, is still sitting in front of you. But Jan is going to have to do a hell of a coaching job because I'm going to guess these guys are starting to doubt themselves too. And then I'm just telling you, I take Teddy Allen, and not in front of everybody. I text him and say, hey, meet me in my office at whatever, when nobody else is around. Everybody doesn't need to see I pulled Teddy Allen into my office. Or I go sit with him at his place. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Right? You okay? Is something going on in your life? Did I do something? Are you pissed at me? Like, what happened?
No, that's you come into the office.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's you come into the office. No, that's right. But the conversation, I looked that young man in the eye, say, what's up?
The slumping is one thing.
That's fine.
It happens.
The sulking
But when
is
you
another.
get benched late at Chicago State, you want to play 23 minutes at home last night? Let's go.
You want to be who you think you are? You're Teddy Buckets. Time to man up and lead this team to a championship. And that's where I'm going. I'm having a conversation with Jabari Rice, too. Where you guys been? You're the core of this team. You're the best team in this league. Figure it out. You're the two best players. Figure it out. Text line's funny. Lobo fans talking smack against Aggie fan. That's really rich. The same Lobo fans will be running Danny Gonzalez out of here because that's what they do. They eat their own.
Dang.
Yeah, Lobo Aggie smack. We don't even. Who needs a Lobo Aggie? With us more than we get during Lobo Aggie week. Aggies take a couple of losses. Lobos forget they lost to San Jose State 2 weeks ago.
Like, what's going on?
You enjoy other people's failures.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not winning. Although the win over Wyoming was nice. I always ask, you know how coaches tell you all the time, and I firmly believe this, just coaching at any level. I mean, I coached the AAU level, and the losses hurt more than the wins were enjoyable, right? And any coach, especially college coach, tells you the losses hurt more than the wins feel good, right? Is it more fun when is it more fun to win or have your rival lose?
That's a great. I want to win.
I want to win too.
Have your rival lose.
Lose or you win.
Especially when you beat your rival.
Well, yeah, that's the ideal.
Yeah.
But it's the rival losing.
People love
JJ, you rather your rival lose than you
no,
win?
in this when it comes to talking about college athletics
UNM.
across the board.
Yeah.
Lobos win a game. Crickets.
New Mexico State.
You're not wrong.
I'm sorry.
Well, Amory, one thing you'll know, and you've been doing this now going on 7 months, it's now A. Marie.
It's now A. Marie.
Well, it's always been, but now the grace period's over. You will realize that your job back there is much more active when the home team loses than when they win, right? People are way more, and that's fun. That's this format. I think that's life. People are way more apt to respond to the negative than they are to the positive. And I think in some cases, well, I expect to win. We expect to win. Oh, my goodness, we lost. I'm going to tell you one of the most active days we've ever had on the show, A-Marie, was about 7 years ago. JJ and I came in. Lobos won a game on the road in basketball. In Fresno, they won by 4 points. And the phones went freaking nuts, and we both thought that we were going to come in and we were going to do a show about how the Lobos had a big road win, and they didn't win by enough. And Lobo fan was like, they were loose.
Gosh.
Right?
That and handshakes.
That and post-Harvard are burned into my brain.
Post-Harvard was brutal. Thanks to Jerry Palm, CBS Sports senior writer, bracketologist, was with us today. Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On is on your radio at 4 o'clock today. Adrian, thank you for tremendous work at ProView. Marie,
thank you.
Today. JJ, big day?
Huge day.
All right, enjoy it. Tomorrow, Tyler George, a silver medalist in curling in the Olympics, is going to be here. Yes, we're talking curling tomorrow. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will see you at 7 a.m.
You trusted your home or business security to a company with an armed response. They sold out to a national corporate giant, and you're stuck on the brink of less security. I'm Aaron Jones, owner of International Protective Service. IPS isn't for sale. I'm invested here, and I care about your home and business as if it's my own. Let the highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols of IPS protect what's yours, with faster response times to catch criminals and less associated costs. Call 897-2420 or go to ipsglobal.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.